some of the games with motion inputs have been as of late, where working around the self-imposed restriction of a simple mode button-based logic allowed for some new opportunities within how how people are playing the game.
Because this was from the end of last month when they talked about this was before the little Rugrat got into the game. So there was one dude that posted about this, and we're gonna also take a look and scroll around this take, which I thought was really interesting because some of this felt true at the beginning, but not completely. Only if you're looking at it from like the lesser level perspective, but the higher level perspective, some of these hold up, but there's other reasons why this is. So there's one dude here.
Yeah,
His name was Mothman. He's an
old,
unsponsored player.
old, old, old MVC3 player.
Oh, so this guy's a Marvel player.
Yeah, almost positive that
Oh,
it's the Mothman I'm thinking of.
yeah, Lagurinta. Oh yeah, next up, champion.
Yeah, Mothman.
Oh, okay. It plays Modoc.
Yeah, he used to play against the like Senpool.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, he's still active today
okay.
in Street Fighter 6. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a Kami Mai player. So his things are about balancing how active the tag is, the high damage, full screen normals, floaty jumps. The up back isn't really great. Treating guard feels kind of clunky and kind of risky or dangerous, as he puts it. You can't move because never safe anywhere on screen to some degree. Buttons beating zoning tools and going through, and then mashing is
yeah.
king. Let's see. Let's take a look at the questions, dude.
I agree with this. For just objectively, all of this happens. All of this happens. I'm not sure about what I want for adjustments personally, but like these have been like the main complaints for a lot of it.
Genuine question, but this isn't just tag games. This is my first, so I'm kind of unfamiliar. In 30 years of versus games, active tag is only 8 years old. Balance and damage problems always existed. Jumps weren't floaty with a few exceptions. Unback and push block are core defensive layers. More chance for movement, especially airborne. Zoning and traps are more of a thing. That's pretty true for the most part when it comes to
Yeah,
tag fighting.
like it's more like you're pushing your opponent, trying to push your opponent into your trap rather than like setting a trap and letting and working around it
Yeah, because the tag
comparatively.
premise is basically letting your assist either play the neutral, let your assist set up the trap, or let it be the trap, or let it be an extendable confirm option. Yeah, you're extending a confirm with, or you literally are confirming with.
Yeah. So
So it's usually like the premise, the art of tag on like higher level is for it to always be like an advantageous spacing game. But you're not trying to zone purposefully unless the character's win condition is just to zone.
yeah, but that also brings us to other things, right? Like Yasuo being one of the best zoners in the game, despite not having a single projectile that like moves and takes up space. It's just a wall and no and like a fireball that stays in place, the not orb.
Oh, I remember Ned. Oh, I hosted him in my first Guilty Gear tournament. That's not enough damage. Hell of a potential
Yeah,
player.
pain.
Tag is OP. Need OP stuff to keep up with tag. Damage is high. I need floaty jumps in this movement for the pacing, vision. Faster than Street Fighter, but slower than Kusune, like Strive. How did I know? Up back and retreat guard is good, it's just not broken. Okay, so it's kind of consistent depending upon uh, subjective or objective perspective. Mashing is usually good in
Yeah.
fighting games. I mean, you could say mash, the colorful person would say challenge.
Challenging is good. Mashing is not. But
No,
it is very much check because defensive options are weaker than they're supposed to be. There are some effects like push block being tied to assist means that your assist gets blown up for one bad defensive decision that should have just been like whatever.
right.
You can't really multi-tap it. But if it had been retreating guard, like yeah, you can retreating guard, but because no one wants to use it, it changes how the game is played though. It's I want to say a lot. It's definitely a liability in some aspects to not have it already, to not have it already in mind that like either me or my assist is going to die in some stupid over the top way because of how the game is structured.
Right.
It's irresponsible almost.
In that regard, yes, because a defensive mechanic is supposed to, at the cost of a resource, if that's one of the implications, is to create a safe space or to reset to a safe area, like kind of like resetting the formula of how you do your approach game or how you do your disengagement game. That's usually how a pushback is supposed to be. So if you still get punished for committing to a necessary defensive option, that
Yeah,
doesn't sound like a good. It doesn't sound like it's balanced correctly. Then
it's not, and that's the thing. Like the balance is extremely interesting. I can push block, I can retreat and guard. They both serve the same purpose, but in different ways. While one is like something's I want A, B, and C tap, and play I play through with like the first one. I'm more prone to knowing what I'm going to get from the product, right? This one, that's not so much like I'll push block, I'll get punished, but that retreating guard will still get punished by the same thing. Same will get me punished for the same thing because it's not a gap. It feels like there's something missing
something that's supposed to be there,
specifically.
or something about frames
Yeah,
that's supposed to kind of help something along here via either you're just negative to not have your turn here, or safe enough to create the ambiguity of it is my turn, or it's your turn, you don't know it, or there's a frame trap here. Something to help shape more of a design here.
yeah. Otherwise, damage isn't actually high. I think scaling's too low across the board. Scaling's like way too low across the board, realistically. If you want to keep creativity.
Let's take a look. See. Ooh, XQ. Because the damage feels like it's low.
It's not low. It's actually fairly all right. It's We already knew this game was going to have TODs. Realistically,
Yes.
it's a tag game, almost impossible not to. I think with increased scaling, that actually like interacts with like the limit, like a little bit more, a little bit more or less. We can find a balance that allows people to be creative in combos, but as the combo goes on longer, the scaling actually makes them have to think about what they're doing because
That
some of these are sort of ridiculous.
I'm about to say that was the case, wasn't it? Like you got like the more Marvel crackheads got in on 2XKO, I can understand. Okay, the combo system can actually look broken, which is why the damage looks broken. It's in the hands of people that were from an era of a broken game that can kind of show you. They can
Yeah.
kind of push. They can kind of push the confines of combo creativity within the natural confines of the balanced scaling of damage moves can do.
Yeah, but it's not even that. They play favorites with the patches. Very much so.
I'm about to say, is
Yasuo,
Riot trying to go down that route in terms of playing favorites?
again, yeah. They've done it before. They've done it multiple times with these exact same characters. We know Yasuo is going to be all around good. We know Echo is going to be all around good. RA is going to be a very mid tier character, either great for a season or two or dead. They always end up killing some of these characters in the league, in league. So we're sort of like, okay, they follow a very specific formula. We can sort of tell who their favorites are, which is why like Braum is a fan favorite, but not a regular one, right? Like, but Darius is the opposite. Not necessarily a fan favorite, but he's a dev favorite.
Yeah, and in a sense, that
But
kind of gets his foot in the door.
that's not right.
Interesting.
I have no clue.
Yeah, so the gun, yeah, the water, the outskirts hit of the squid and the gun both clash somehow, even though that doesn't make sense how and they're not both projectiles. Well, I thought one was more active than the other one, or are they both active at the same time? I don't know. That's the inconsistent shit that just doesn't make
Uh,
sense.
yeah, it's probably just a timing thing. Like it hit on frame 12, so this is now holding this, but has no knockback. So therefore, you can do blah blah blah. Like it's probably something like that, and we're just not thinking it through, thinking it through, because it's weird. It's admittedly very weird to walk out and see your house basically be a real tail, real retail flip.
Mm. Then what's this one here? I feel you so hard on this. This is from BeyBlade JAM. Chicken blocking, sucking, and no marvel. 3 style push block severely dampens the enjoyment of the game. You have to sit and take stuff or push block to get out, but then have limited offensive tools because assist is on cooldown. Can we add to the list the ridiculous OTGs in the game? It's like it never ends. I feel like no one should be able to raw tag in level 3 in the middle of a combo while you're just laying on the floor. Balance is atrocious. Some characters have favoritism.
Nah, nah. I honestly I don't agree with that one so far. Like that one about the OTG.
Mm.
To some degree, I think it can be toned down, but I do want. It's like one of those things where it's like it makes some of these characters genuinely fun to play. To have something where it's like, yeah, yeah, this is not supposed to be what it does, but we're making it work here, even if they're not supposed to be a joke character.
Nice. Alright, but yes, like, but I mean, this just shows there's a lot of active, uh, I guess, active response in the middle of that. That what should kind of like not really be, that's a part of it that shouldn't really be there as a part of the Oki. You could just keep going, or you have the option to keep
Yeah,
going,
like
or to set up to where it looks like you
yeah,
keep going through tactful resets.
um, yeah, like it's not to the level of like Doctor Doom, MVC3, I can hard tag anywhere and kill. It's like I can hard tag, I can confirm. I can, and as long as I'm consistent, I can confirm there. But if I'm not, I can't get that OTG.
Okay.
Like it's more or less like consistent timing you can set up, because people are complaining about tech echoes found for that is just like an option select.
Your balances. Let's see. Look at Shin Rye here. Balance is atrocious. Some characters have favoritism. Retreating guard, backdash being punished is an undercooked mechanic and needs polish. Defensive movement shouldn't be a liability. Buttons input during Super Flash should not be registered. Undercooked game end to end.
Yeah, that's genuinely how I feel about it. In nice words, and it's not even it's the favorites are the same favorites from League, so
So there's a chance because
like
they're well, not every character from League on the general roster is the same character that's here right now, right? Like everybody who's here is all generally like their own character to a degree.
Eloy is top tier in 2xKO, and at the moment was running for like top 10 for her role.
Oh.
Like it's direct mirrors. Yasuo literally 2xKO got released after a Yasuo meta. Echo got buffed to be stronger, in accordance with what I'm going to assume is going to be his nerf patch coming up soon.
That makes some sense.
Darius, I think, got a rework. I think Darius got a rework for League. Warwick, like we had a bunch of visual reworks for Arcane at the very minimum. Like Vi and Caitlyn are like standard bare bones. Kai, Caitlyn, Jinx are like right now the poster childs of these are our like easiest for each role to sort of learn in some sense.
Okay.
But everybody's generally speaking, except for Braum,
6,
in
7,
their right place on the tier
8, 9,
list.
10.
Braum is at the bottom, and Braum is like a more solid mid high. I want to say mid tier, but like high mid tier from what I was understanding.
Okay, so
But like,
the
it's
better end
your
of
it's
like decent to good placing right now.
yeah, but he's bottom tier in 2xKO right now because I guess he's bugged for something.
Damn. Sucks to be him.
But Ari is like the quintessential center laner, right? Then you have Jinx, your ADC. Vi can do top. So you get those little ones. I think Eloy's a tank, so you can do that. Like I think the only ones we don't have is support. I, I want to say, yeah, I think we just don't have support unless it's Timo.
Now Timo is he's a zoner.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he's the one that
it's
kind of introduced like he was the shakeup I expected to come. I just didn't think it would come also in the form of him being a little one, which means that there's also
yeah,
specific ways that you got to hit him. It continues that weird way of like you have to have specific combos for him because he's a small body, so it's small hurt boxes.
yeah. But that part's fine. Having to adjust for a small body's fine. That's something that like you have to do anyway, and it gets you used to it
Yes.
because there's definitely going to be more small characters to be added.
I'm just dubious on how I feel about him being short and being a zoner because he like it allows him to really get away with a lot if you got the right setup.
Yeah, and I agree. But he's the most. This is his most fun incarnation. This kit makes him interesting for most people, and he is genuinely not the most hated character in this game so far. He's top 3, but not the most hated.
Yeah. So I found it interesting that they introduced a small body trope in the way of a zoner and not a rushdown or a setup character or something. It's like the last couple instances of like a small body that does work was like Yoda in Soul Calibur or Shippo in Inuyasha Feudal Combat or
Yeah,
Charlotte
GT,
or Charlotte and
GT, etc. Yeah,
Grand Blue. Yeah.
yeah. Like the short characters add a layer to the game that you still have to deal with. You just never. It's never a good time to put them in. If you
Yeah.
put them in at the start, it's fine. But if you're adding characters and you put in a short character, you have to be aware that it's not a good time
Right. Oh, GT Goku was
because
cool actually.
they skew balance. Yes, GT Goku, technically Videl and Krillin, Gotenks.
Krillin kinda,
Like
yeah. Vidal's not really a small body. She is
she's
frail
smart
like yeah.
than for some of her like herd animations, which made it harder.
Yeah.
But like these characters were just like when you have to have at least one, which was Gotenks as base roster because they you have to give people you have to like really figure out how every character is going to interact with the height properly so they can at least do something to them.
Okay. Let me see. Next one here was Harry VPN, founder of Go Fighters. Uh oh, he's a Roblox dev. Nice. Let's see here. Back roll input sucks. Air attacking sucks. Game feels overly focused on dashing 5M. Yasuo's normals are too absurd. Parry is too hit or miss. Starting combos on an aerial opponent scales your combo much faster than a grounded one. Buy, slam dunk, and
Yeah,
super takes too long.
yeah. I feel like quality of life, from what they're saying, I'm gonna ignore air tech. That doesn't matter, to be completely honest. It that would need a rework. It changes changing that changes too much. Back roll input sucks. They can change how it feels. Like maybe it'll start the animation 3 frames faster or something. But I don't know how to really fix the teching situation unless we have like enough. But the game is focused on 5M and Dash, but I think that's the player base, not necessarily the game right now. Yasuo, once again, top two. Top 2 or 3. And it's definitely not one right now. I think he only has the elf skin.
I think so. That was yeah.
But um but I think a lot of people are just still complaining about the buttons, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I
Because
think it's
like
mainly just like how but yeah, everything here so far, the main recurring theme I'm looking at here is either stray buttons or the main button that a character would need to do if they can't have an immediate defensive action or reaction, or the whiff into high damage problem.
yeah, like it's not a bad trifecta to have. It's just a very common one. Like what? Remove 2H and Vuln.
Oh, here we go, OmegaZero. Alright, so balance can be fixed if they remove 2H invulnerability to air attacks, actually make a super
Yeah,
jump really high,
there's no secret anymore.
at least 2 screens. Fuck. Air dash for
Like
everyone.
the super jump's the same height. The super jump's like half a character length above.
Yeah.
So it's just not good with how floaty the jump is, which I can't defend it. It is just bad.
Dash for everyone. Push block not being cooldown dependent. That would fix most of the balance, but needs to be adjusted properly for 2x KO. That's the
Yeah,
problem here. So the one thing I have with this is push block not being related to a cooldown. It's that something as valuable as push block in a game as chaotic as a tag based game needs to have a resource give up
especially
as the trade off.
especially on a team tag based game where it's partially controlled by your partner because it's tied to assists. It's tied to your partner, so now you have to rely on them.
Yeah,
It doesn't. It just doesn't feel right.
yeah, that's
I can understand like you had to hand off the assist. They had to have something to do, but still.
now the thing here he's talking about with the make the super jump really high at least 2 screens. That's moon jumping is what he's talking about. That's essentially the equivalent of moon jumping.
Yeah, but at the moment, it's like the top apex of your jump is like 2 character lengths, right? Your apex for a super jump is 2.5 character lengths up. There's no real difference with how floaty you are, which means that everything's sort of just like it feels gimmicky more often.
Yeah. And then the air dash for everyone. I like the notion of this, but the issue I have with this is because characters that don't feel floaty now have the option to be floaty. Those that were floaty are now mixy.
Yeah, which is very bad.
And then remove 2H invul to air attack. I get that, but I think that's the only one there I actually would agree with. That way it allows more than one response to an air approach, and it would force more of a ground game plan unless the character has a mix of both.
Yeah, which yeah, that's fine. Like it should have happened instead of releasing whatever album that was, but oh no, I'm mixing up things again. Shit.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can.
But
What's the continuation?
yeah, it's definitely. I don't understand the 2H invuln, but I can understand making it like its own state so that the 2H has maybe not invuln, but like a certain time frame where it's like you have head invuln or something, shoulder invuln, not upper body.
Well, it actually gives a reason for why we got why about this 2H invul removal argument. So I think it's cringe to have invulnerable moves just for the sake of countering a specific thing, especially because you are not being punished for reacting late. You're being rewarded for being
Uh,
slow. That's a lazy game design. I'm suggesting to use
I
all to balance it out as a package. So you want jump-ins to be broken, is what you're saying. You realize invulnerable anti-airs are in like almost every traditional fighting game. Anti-airs and having
anti
fully invul moves are two different things, yes. It's not about making them broken, it's about balancing it properly, like making a chicken guard descent. Almost every
yeah,
traditional
so
fighter has a combination of features to
yeah,
balance out defense and
that
offense.
that I do feel. Chicken guard sucks.
Yes.
Uh, they're not wrong. I just think they're not looking at it from the full perspective. There needs to be something else that like the solo player can do in the team, right? That allows them to fully utilize it. Utilize like this bit more because the anti-air is fine. Being invuln's fine. I don't like full invuln, but I do like making you actually have to think about it considering it's a tag game because they seem to have forgotten it's a tag game where an assist is an option.
Right. Because he's looking at it, because the way that he's talking about this, I get what he's talking about. He's
It's
talking
like
about this
solo, it's like single player.
in the one-on-one sense. Like if your assist goes down, what you're using the game's resources of a tag-based ideology now is a one-on-one, which this isn't something that's general. This is just something that's very specific, is what we're talking about here, and that's why I get what he's talking about. But this is very specific because, yeah, like you said, it's a tag game where one-on-ones only happen when the first checkmate of a character happens, and then you have to rely on those resources of how to whiff punish the assist versus playing the neutral of the current on-screen character.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Now, I
It's
think
like,
a counter argument here would probably be to like to have a better range or better frame advantage of the backdash option. I think would probably be better that way. It
yeah,
encourages you to back up in cases where you're not plus and you want to
I'd
mix up the
say
option
it's
of a block.
yeah. But the backdash is actually strong. It's just low high mix is a little bit stronger in my opinion, just because of like how many ways you can get hit by words. It. I'm just gonna say it. I don't remember, but like the amount of times you have to chicken block increases. Basically, if you can make someone chicken block 4 more times in the same like string, like block string,
Mm-hmm.
you generally have a better character than they do, and your character is generally like top 4 or 5.
Let's see here, and then Bob the Bood. That's what fighting games you played before. 2XKO. Let's see. So this one here it comes from Grand Blue, then Strive. I hated DBFZ. If you mean the ones before that took serious at a competitive level, that would be to TVCUAS. What does this sound? Why does this sound kind of marvelly?
And if you hated Dragon Ball Fighters, if you mean the one before that took seriously competitive base, that would be TVC. TVC.
And I have a considerable amount of results of this. That's what I'm trying to think of where that is. Let's see, not
Yeah,
doubting. It's just 2H was the same in DBFZ, which explains why you hated it as well. Still having like
yeah.
this as a must. People brainlessly jumping around and expect to win neutral. Also, you can bait 2H with assists, so it is all strategy playing in neutral. I think in DBFZ it's mildly just not because of instant air dash and super dash being a thing, but because there was little defensive options with reflect. Instead of a dedicated push block, 2SKO just encourages people to dash back assist, which is further centralized by 2H.
I feel like this is fine. I feel we have the tag launcher. Move some of the functionality over there, and it's fine. Both people win. Both people realistically win, right?
Right.
But his whole thing is basically he doesn't understand how tag fighters work. It very much feels like he's not grasping tag fighters. He's looking at it as a single player game, as a single player's solo character game with an assist. Like MK, it feels like more of an MK player than anything else. TVC. I'm still trying to figure out what TVC is.
Same. I can't think of that. Although, now that you mention that, that actually does explain his previous context here. So if he didn't really like that in Fighters, then that kind of explains that here. So Grand Blue and Strive, he might have resonated with more, and those are single-player fighting
Tatsunoko.
games.
Wait, this is Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Right, what?
Yeah.
TVC UAS?
What was I? I just read that. Hang on. Yeah,
TVC UAS,
TVCUAS.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to see gameplay before because
Oh, yeah.
it's a
TV.
Capcom game, yes, but I don't think this is what I think it's going to be.
Oh my God! It is
Point,
Capcom.
yeah, tag team based, but their moves are restricted to a two, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. I need to find a
Oh,
video of
okay.
this.
Tatsunoko versus Capcom Ultimate All Stars.
GD's UAS. I just need, because I'm like, it's dating yourself in the weirdest way, because
Like that means this dude's been around a good ass minute, which means that okay, he shouldn't. If that's the case,
you
then
should
he shouldn't be in the
understand
tag
this
background.
by this, but at the same time, this game is old enough that, let's say they are newer.
Yeah.
This is fine, but this is a game where I don't think they had the anti-air in Vone because their other options were better. Their other defensive options were better. They didn't need it in this, if that makes sense. I'm trying to.
There's very little disadvantage to playing as defensive
So
as
we got a
teams.
burst.
Instead of looking for an opening, you're waiting for the opponent to put himself in harm's way, and that's not balanced enough.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna look at this.
You get hit by an assist to neutral, then sandwich. It wouldn't be that predominant. It would still be balanced.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a slower one.
Which one?
Right? Like
The
Tatsunoko.
the Tatsunoko.
Yeah, like they're not like pacing wise. This is 2xKO is faster. The difference in speed is S1 DBFZ versus S4 DBFZ.
Oh yes, then the pacing is going to be vastly different then.
Yeah, like that's the pacing of like Tatsunoko, and like 2xKO is around as fast as DBFZ, just in a different way. So I mean, like, ironically, I was watching a similar set, just not with these characters. Like, assists seem to be much weaker in this game, to be honest. Yeah, big man. Yeah, no. This is just, yeah, this is
Yeah,
it's not that it's not a tag game.
I see where the comparison with the combos are coming from. But yeah, 2xKO is still really different from this, even if the template is very similar.
Yeah, like it's a similar template. It's just you don't have active tag. Right. Active tag makes this so much worse.
Exactly. Because that's where, if they had active tag here in this time, that's where this becomes Marvel meets BlazBlue.
Yeah, because like looking at active tag, just in general, you need it. Teemo has a triple jump. Echo has a double. Echo has a dash after his jump. Like, we have options that are fast enough to force you to need it. Along with this, has like no damage.
The assist does no damage, or the characters like
no, I mean like damage? the characters in general, they do like no damage comparatively. Like I saw one conversion take 10% for what was an air tear, but still like that's not any damage that we.
Yeah, look at this.
This is a punish. This is a punish.
Okay, pause.
I died off of that in any other game.
Yeah, pause.
I died off of that in any other game.
Like that's good. Yeah, like and reset, soft reset, and look at how much damage they did for an 18 hit combo from this game at that time. That's nothing.
10%. That's like 10% max.
Yeah, and just like what
25 total.
Yeah, any other game of this day and age with in that same ideology, you might get half your health plus you're holding a mix or a setup or a reset in close to corner.
Yeah, like you need it to balance out the fact that you didn't balance out the health right for it to be a slower paced game in this sense, right? So like, it's fine. It's fine. I just.
So let's see. So now, all right, putting more of a visual to this, let's get back to individuals' opinion here. So let's see. There's very little here. You're waiting for the opponent to put himself in harm's way. right? Like so. And it's not balanced enough.
Hmm.
There was better ways to either apply that. You get hit by an assist in neutral, is what happens here. Then sandwich, potentially, yes. It wouldn't be that predominant. It still wouldn't be the balance, but it would
It'd
be
be worse, man.
better, all things considered. My opinion is not apply only this, is to apply this all adjustment to balance out both offense and defense. I agree that 2H and 2XKO
Except
is
when?
strong. Yeah, I'm trying to think if he didn't have enough words to put in there, or that's kind of like a mini word salad somewhere. I agree that 2H and 2XKO are strong, but what would you recommend as the option instead of an anti 2H? Anti 2H is fine with a slight speed adjustment, with like 1 or 2 frames faster, but a good defensive option like chicken guard with air pushback that is not dependent on assist can work. That way you can reset neutral or start your offense on happy jumpers like in older games.
I'm
Okay,
fine with
so
that. That's fine.
yeah,
That's fine. Like because I think this is still 3 different arguments total that he went through.
yeah.
He
There's
just
there's there's
picked
a
the
couple
right
of
one for this.
he picked the right one for this response, but in general for the other guy here and what he was asking for from his original thing here up at the beginning here,
He was
it's
just
it's a few different
condescending
arguments. It's a
in a
few
way.
different arguments from a condescending soft hit.
Yeah, like I
So I'm
can
thinking
see how it'll work, but I don't know if they're just trying to recreate Tatsunoko versus Capcom into a scale at that point.
exactly, which it's done like in the way that they move as side to side, which that's what you want to do in this particular type of fighter that they went for. It's not like you well most
Yeah,
anime
but
all anime fighters to a degree are side to side. That's the point.
yeah,
Um, they went this route
but
with a
but
2.5.
it's like, but no one really has like air dash. So you don't have an air dash neutral, right? But you have float neutral for the most part. So it's just as bad.
Yeah, I'm about to say because float debatably is a little bit better than having
Way
an
worse.
IED.
Yeah, it's worse to deal with, to be honest.
Because an
You can
IED
just make
after a
everything
while,
ambiguous.
if you spot it enough, that's a visual reaction where you can just kind of 2H that or anti-air button here
Yeah,
on reaction.
yeah. Like I think, in my opinion, I think the person that was like OmegaZero ounce. I think that's ounce. OZ
Oz.
ounce. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, OmegaZero
Oz
OZ.
ounce. Uh, whatever their name is fully OmegaZero. I think they have a good idea. I'm not sure it works for 2XKO, but it does work as we have seen in others. I think for 2XKO it will not work more because float and partially because not everyone has an air dash, right?
Yeah, because air dashing wasn't a mechanic that was to be in this game.
Yeah, because like Yasuo puts himself in the air and crosses you up in one move. Timo will do the same. Echo can do the same somewhat, right?
Yeah,
Or is doing it in reverse to a degree, right? He's in the air and going back down to the ground for his mix up. Ari does it for free. For free. Like there's enough characters that can, they just don't want to.
yeah,
They just don't want that be a thing, so they put it in a certain way. But like we already see in every TNS that has a Timo, I'm a go up, I'm a float, I'm a go up again, and I have mushrooms everywhere. My assist has been called. I'm a swap so that I get the cross up, or it's Yasuo. I cross up, I go back down to the ground so that I can hit it low, or I go over your head and hit high.
yeah.
It's
You see, that right there. How you define that? That's give or take other characters. That's exactly a Blaze Blue Fucky Wucky mix up that you can't block. That's a That's a literal
yeah,
unblockable that you
like
just created.
you get a little bit of grace period, but it's a hard to blockable as Marvel players called it.
Yeah,
Right? Like you're just sort of looking at it going, I'm good, bro. I don't want to deal with this.
Now you see, now the follow up here is where I don't agree with a lot of this, because it goes against, again, it goes against what 2XKO was made to be. It's made in the image of Blaze Blue and Marvel to a degree, but with a softer, mechanic friendly entry point. That wouldn't be so
Yes,
bad.
I
Minus,
think
yeah,
he also keeps forgetting that like Buddy's an MVC3 Pro, but he was also grew up on MVC2, and I think he was MVCI. Like a couple of these players are MVCI pros as well. So like, what's the point? See what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you're asking people that who's if we're going by numbers, their favorite games were the 2v2s.
yeah.
Like I think the only person was Marlon Pie was no, even he played other ones. He played the rest. So like, oh, and like, so I don't know. I their heart is in the right place. I believe that they are trying to find a solution to it, right, and give proper warning for like how it could interact. They're just not thinking of all the options. We're missing. We're missing what? How does it interact with assist? How does it interact with like characters like Timo with enhanced movement?
Yeah.
Mash is king, yeah, but like, how is the options that they've given you any better or worse? I think the actual issue is that get up attack is useless.
Like delayed
Get up
tech? Or are you
attack is
talking about like
genuinely
a quick up tech?
their get up attack. Their
Oh,
actual get up attack. It's
is that a
genuinely
DP or
useless.
just or an attack that you use only
You
on
hold, yeah. It's basically your wake up DP. It's genuinely bad.
damn.
It's good when it works, but when it's like it's not that as good as it should be or could be compared to like the other defensive mechanics. So like if you're buffing that, yeah, you can do a little bit, but like you have to change the tech windows because it shares the same window as teching. So like you can't try
Oh,
to forward tech and use
it
use
would
that
be
as a buffer for your DP
okay. It would be a commit one way or the other between either waking up to block or waking up to this move, or
tech.
wake up strike or wake up tech. So you're committing to something
No,
on wake up if
it's
that's the
like
case.
wake up attack is your wake up, right? So you can't. So it is your wake up attack. So it is your just like I wake up. This is my DP. It's just wake up DP every time. Every time you can delay button. You can just, but you cannot tech forward, back, or whatever, and try to do it. Right? Compared to like if it's in like fighters, you can try and down tech into your like whatever suit, whatever, to try and put yourself in at least in a sort of better situation for that that whole project that you have to deal with to come back, right?
Yeah, yeah. This one here has an interest. That's going to be true no matter how true any of these takes are going to be. That's actually going to be 100% true. Because this year in 2026, this is going to look like a totally different behemoth. I guarantee you.
No, not really, not really.
We're either going to
Like
have the whole game by
characters will
then,
look different.
or
Characters will look different,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
but
That's what he's getting at. It's not so much that they're gonna like the design's gonna be different, but it's that their traits. So who looks powerful now may actually not be, and then whoever it is in the background that's an afterthought.
yeah,
They're gonna be the
how,
main thought
but
next
they'll
year.
be there for a while. I think they're genuinely going to be there for a while, even outside of the early access. I think that first, because I feel like we're Riot's doing their usual. It's early access because everybody else is doing early access, but it's actually the game. Because it genuinely feels like it. Like I would never charge anyone for like early access, right? To try and make money on something that I know I'm going to have to reset. Because like early access is this is a beta. I think that's what they called it.
I
A
think
beta.
that's what this is still in, right? Technically, yeah, is because they still has
Like that. That's
because they have its full cross-play implementations right now or full release, so it's still
Yeah,
in its
but
beta thing.
yeah, like you can say, okay, it's missing whatever and we're patching it in, but you released the full product. You just didn't release it on console. Now you have to release the console patch, right?
Right, where a lot of these
But
could probably, a lot of these little notions could probably be taken care of.
yeah, but that's what it is. It's waiting for a console patch. It's not actually the game in early access because all they did was finish the engine and just want us to do all their bug fixing for them, bug findings for them. I'm fine with you with that. Just like don't be greedy about it. Charge people $100 to be your bug testers. Down there is what it feels like. It feels like charging someone $100 to be your bug tester.
Ooh, facts. Active tag, just play something else at that point. I see no lies
Like,
told here. AI took my job. How is Jing supposed to deal with retreating guard, actually? Her best engagement tool outside of Zap is her dash medium, which is a low starter, and routing into
traps,
CRM will leave you
right?
whiffing before they have the chance to. Yeah, she's a setup trap character.
Yeah, you set up your trap and you bounce it over.
Damn, this dude's just blunt.
You're
You're definitely bad.
yeah, like I'm not even gonna say Buddy's bad for that, right? I'm going to say it's like you need to it's like play a little bit more and just like try to look at the whole picture. I think they got stuck on the first part because yeah. But as for the Jinx one, like you can throw down one bomb or two, and I think you do like back S1, and you can force it over stuff. So and still have the active hitbox for the gunshots. And so you can sort of force it out that way, I believe.
Let me see here. You don't struggle with accidental rolls on wake up. I'm getting throw loops sometimes because of how input works. Yeah, I will say you do. There's a chance of misinputting that. Surprised no one said
Yeah,
fuse
and
balancing yet outside this one here.
um, because realistically, right, the fuse balance is actually the only thing people agree has been getting changed consistently. Surprisingly, it's been getting a lot of changes. But like that's I want stuff actually to get buffed within the fuses themselves, but I also don't like jug at all.
Okay. Oh, let's see here. You forgot the countless bugs that appear ever so often, like Warwick flying up on the mat, Warwick being stuck midair. This got
Yeah.
fixed today, actually. Oh,
All right, but genuinely speaking, they're right. I'd rather they just if you're gonna do the early access, no, don't do less balance patches, do more bug fixes. Show us that you're actually working on stuff.
right.
Because the balance patches ain't coming anyway. May as well show us something new.
Yeah. Have something else in the meanwhile. That way you can kind of just keep doing the upkeep work, or tidy up loose ends as you feel that they are needed. Which they are needed. It's just how your schedule works in order to see to them.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Like it's just it don't even have to be crazy. Just relax, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Right. Because like the people came back out of the blue to talk trash, and that talk trash, and still said the game's still fun though. It's not bad. Just needs a little bit.
Yeah. outside Bum's take here, I will say that the small roster appeal, while yeah, I still disagree with there being a small roster for a tag fighter, I do agree with the fact that there not being a lot of choices or variety to pick from outside the one, maybe two people that you resonate with best does polarize the continued wanting of delving deeper or labbing
Yes.
the game deeper.
Yes. I completely agree. The lack of characters does do that. And it's not that it's not going to get fixed. I think their timing on how many they are releasing is sort of poor for a tag game. One
Exactly.
character and like that's the issue. Not necessarily like the quality of the characters we're getting. Because the quality of the characters is amazing. Blitzcrank has a bunch of stuff. Timo has a bunch of stuff. Elite, I expect it to be whack. Timo, I expect it to be whack. Even Brom, who I think is whack, is more fun than I thought he would be. It's just, it's just sort of the nature, right? I'm not sure if we're taking it for granted or not.
But the lack
But
of variety is abundant right now with that game. There's a
yeah,
total of, and it's such an odd number too. There's 11 playable characters on roster right now. That's a weird number.
it is. It is. But we also got to remember we got at least two scrapped characters, more than likely.
Yeah, the
We
big
got
body
two scrapped
machine dude,
characters. So it should.
and then
No. I mean, like we have two confirmed, like scrapped. Cat was scrapped, and more than likely we have one more, considering they would have tried to replace Cat before, whatever. So there,
oh,
because Jinx was almost scrapped as well.
let me look this up. Hang on. What's the character's name?
Cat, I want to say Catalina, but it's probably Katarina. I was like, the kids next door.
Oh no, this is a commission. That might be someone's debut. Katarina tease.
Yeah. You could probably just toss in Katarina 2XKO. I remember they talked about it. She just didn't fit into the doubles mentality when it was a single player game. Right. So we had Katarina got scrapped. Jinx was on the chopping block for getting scrapped. Scrapped. I think they could probably rework it, but it's not gonna work for the moment. So they might be working on her. They might have been trying to get her to work till the end, right?
Okay.
And they now have to start on something new.
Okay. So it would have
Because
been.
we
So it
had
would
a
have
lot.
been it
Yeah,
would
it
have been
would have been
viable.
12.
Yeah, this
It
would have
would have
been
been
12,
12.
and I would have been fine with
And
that.
yeah, because then they would have released three at the same time. I think they need to release sets of characters together to, at
That
the
would
same
work.
time for at least the first year or two, so that you're not waiting on one character, you're waiting on three.
Debatably, yeah. Because if they release a set of characters each season, then that's that's one whole set for however amalgamation to the roster
Yeah,
that you wish to
and
do with along with the cog
they have
systems.
over 500. They have over 500 choices, so like they can
If
do
you're
it very
if you're pulling from League's
consistently.
roster, yeah, if you're pulling from League's roster,
If
you
you're
can do
pulling
this
from
too
League's roster
consistently.
of playables, yeah. If we're pulling from League's roster of could have been playables but got voted of like could be playable characters, it's so much bigger.
So I'm just surprised why they didn't take that route, or maybe there's just more
Yeah,
going on behind the scenes that we can't have it this way just yet. But I think going that route
which is
would work.
possible. Which is possible. I also think that at some point they do want to keep a couple characters for like this is base roster for the full game. So let's have a couple characters you have to actually pay attention to.
Those are coming. It's just which ones that they're gonna be. But they are gonna have like keep your eye posted for these reveal characters.
Pretty much. Lee Sin, like Riven. No one wants Lee Sin. That's understandable. That's it. I won't Lee Sin, but Riven's probably coming. Lee Sin's probably coming. Ockley, um,
Yeah.
the
And
Twink,
then
the
chat, I have no idea who any of these characters are, but these designs do look really, really beautiful.
right? Like these, you can sort of scroll through. Auto Pontent, whatever. Bottom one set is, I feel like almost guaranteed.
Ones down here or the ones
Uh,
where?
bottom, like bottom left, red hair. Sat set, almost guaranteed. His sister at the opposite end is almost guaranteed. And Lee Sin and Rengar are pretty much. Your other options is Samira. So if you look at Riven all the way at the top in Rito, please, her and the furry all the way on the opposite side are basically like they're fan favorites.
All right,
And
so
Riven
what's
is a fighting game.
Riven?
She
Okay.
is a fighting game player in League itself.